most people eat so fast, they don't even realize that they haven't even given their brain enough time to know that you're eating. It takes 15 minutes of when you take your first bite for the chemicals in your body to alert your brain, hey, she's eating. The body is going to be waste in either your body or the trash can. Where do you want it to be the waste at? It's all about the mindset and how we think about something. It every single time it is. I understand you don't want to waste food, but if you're putting something in your body that's really not that great for you, instead of throwing it away, then you chose to use your body as a trash can. So that's just little things like that are really important to remember when you're trying to eat healthy and be mindful of what you eat. Hello, Janna here. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me. I hope you all are enjoying season 2. I know I am. And I have been talking a whole lot about the mindset and narcissism. And I want to kind of go back into nutrition in this episode. And I want to talk about the art of mindful eating. I know a bunch of you with the new year coming up, this is when you start thinking about eating right again, right? And, it seems like after Thanksgiving, it's just like, well, there's only like a month left of the year. So we're just going to continue to just, maybe eat unhealthy, overindulge. You got all the Christmas stuff going on, Christmas parties. And, it's really easy just to kind of overeat and get off track. So I know, when this episode airs, it'll be a little more about, second week of December and whatnot. And everybody kind of starts thinking about that new year and the new year resolution. So with that in mind, I want to talk about mindful eating. And what is mindful eating? It's literally exactly what it sounds like. It's being mindful of what you eat. And, when we start to overindulge, it's really, really easy to continue to overindulge. Now, have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why is that? I will tell you why it is. Because typically, when you overindulge, that normally means a lot more grains, a lot more sugars, all the additives, the dyes. Well, guess what? There are actually addicting chemicals in those foods. And sugar alone is one of the most addictive things you can put in your body. It's super addictive. So as you're overindulging, you're kind of changing your palate a little bit, right? And it only takes one time of eating something really sweet or starting your morning off with carbs, and next thing you know, it just keeps going. And another reason why is because your blood sugar then gets really imbalanced, and your blood sugar regulation is key to so much in your body. Now, if you're thinking blood sugar regulation and diabetes, that is not what I'm talking about. Diabetes is one of the last things on the end of the spectrum of having low blood sugar issues. There's a whole lot in between before it gets that bad, okay? So every single morning, that first bite of food that you eat, it kind of dictates how the rest of your eating habits are going to go throughout the day. And if you are used to kind of starting your morning off with, the juices, the carbs, the sweeteners in your coffee that have all the, sugar and stuff in it, then your body's just used to that. But you probably also find that you crash really easily in your energy, constantly have to have a snack, and you're always reaching for something that's kind of carby and starchy, sugary. And oftentimes you don't even realize what you're putting in your body is really not that healthy. And so it's hard today. It really is, to eat healthy, because unless you have worked with a nutritionist or really followed health to understand what eating healthy really, really is, it's really hard to decipher. They make the the Food Administration's really good at making labels seem like, oh, it's healthy and antioxidants and your minerals and your vitamins. And you know what? A lot of the times when that has to be on the front of the package, it's because they don't want you to look on the back of the package. The back of the package is where you learn how good that product really is for you. And you really just need to look at a few things, okay? If there's more than honestly 6 to 8, 10 tops in the ingredients, nope, too much. If there's more than 3 to 4 grams of sugar, too much. Now, it's not just how many grams of sugar, but the serving size. The serving size might be just a fourth of a cup, a few tablespoons. That's not much. Okay. And you also need to look at your carbs. So don't forget that fiber cancels out carbs. Okay. So if something has 10 net carbs, if something has 10 carbs, but 5 grams of fiber, then that's 5 net carbs. So that's really, really important to know. Now, I personally, when working with clients, I don't like to have my clients do counting of any sorts on nutrition labels, except they need to look at the net carbs and the grams per sugar. And then you ultimately just get to where you just know and you understand it and you don't have to anymore. So mindful eating is being mindful of what you're putting in your body, right? So if you're really, really hungry, make sure you're really hungry, because a good rule of thumb is if you're hungry, you can go have a really good piece of lean protein or a handful of nuts, right? Maybe some guacamole and vegetables. That's hunger. But if you don't want any of those things and you want the chips, the crackers, the granola bars, the high sugar fruits, then you're not hungry. You are having a craving. There is a difference between having true hunger pains and cravings, okay? And the thing is that when you eat a lot of high carb, high starch, high sugar foods, your blood sugar dips so easily that you constantly have to eat something else to raise your energy back up. So if you've been having that afternoon slump and just generally just kind of like tired easily, maybe you're not sleeping good at night, maybe you are a little moody, um, maybe you just wake up feeling tired, bloated, those things like that, those are really good signs that you need to clean up the way you're eating. Okay. I don't really like to use the term diet because I feel like a diet means there's a beginning and an end. It's more about adopting a lifestyle. And so that's one of the key things that I teach my clients is, look, this isn't a diet. If you're coming to me to go on a diet just to lose weight, I'm not your nutritionist, because that means you're in it for the wrong reasons. That means you just have this one thing in mind and you want to get there, and typically it's for something going on in your life, right? Oh, I got to look good for my wedding, my reunion coming up, whatever it is. But then you're really honestly not going to be able to put in the work, because there's so much more than just what you eat and exercising, so much more into it. And you don't forget that your gut health is your key to optimal health. Most of your neurotransmitters are produced in your gut. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So it's pretty important that your gut health is healthy. That means taking the right probiotics, the right amount, the right kinds. Probiotics, they are not the same. Each different little microorganism has a different purpose. And so that's really, really important. And so with mindful eating, the reason I'm talking to you about the sugar, the grains, the probiotics, and blood sugar and all that stuff is so that you understand why it's important to be mindful of what you eat. And now I know before Lyme disease for me, I didn't quite understand mindful eating. Now this was also, been now 14 years ago, where I really just thought healthy just meant, low fat and um, low calorie and things like that. That's literally not not healthy at all. In fact, eating a lot of healthy fats is very good for you. But I understand now what mindful eating truly, truly is. And it's more about, are you eating because you're bored? Are you eating because you're stressed? Are you eating because you're nervous? Are you eating because you're just, you're at a gathering and there's food out? You're at a party. You have guests come over. Your kids are munching on things. You're watching a movie. Are you eating just because? Or are you truly hungry? So mindful eating, one of the things with mindful eating is making sure that you're really eating because your body needs that fuel. And if that's what it is, if you're like, oh, I can feel like my blood sugar's a little low, I'm getting a little tired, then make sure that what you reach for to eat is truly going to help with that. That's not going to be your carbs. It's not going to be your sugar. It's going to be your healthy fats and your protein, some vegetables. I personally like to mix in my vegetables with my healthy fats. So one of my go-to snacks that I love is guacamole. And I love guacamole with jicama, with carrots, with celery, with sliced bell peppers. Sometimes I'll just get one of the little mini to-go cups of guacamole and literally just eat that. Because, maybe I'm in a hurry, or I don't have the vegetables cut up. Maybe the vegetables went bad. I don't know. So that's one of my go-to snacks. And another one is yogurt, but finding a healthy yogurt. I personally like ones that are coconut milk based with absolutely no added sugar. I like to add berries to mine, and that's how I like to eat it, because yogurt's really, it's got a good amount of protein and healthy fats to it. So that's a really good snack, right? Um, and then another thing with mindful eating is making sure that you don't overeat. A lot of the times, most people eat so fast, they don't even realize that they haven't even given their brain enough time to know that you're eating. It takes 15 minutes of when you take your first bite for the chemicals in your body to alert your brain, hey, she's eating. And then if you eat so fast, like 5-10 minutes, you got a meal scarf down, it hasn't even registered to your brain yet. And so there's no indicators to let you know that you're full. And then you just overeat and you eat and you eat and eat. And next thing you're like, oh, I'm stuffed. Yeah, it's because you ate so fast. Your body couldn't even catch up to you. So make sure you eat slow. Make sure you chew your food thoroughly, things like that. So mindful eating. So far we've talked about making sure that you're really hungry, making sure that it's to fuel your body, not overeating. Another one is the timing. Okay. So if you just ate lunch, you probably are not hungry. There's either two things. One, you're just eating for boredom and stress, or you just ate an unhealthy lunch and your blood sugar is just out of whack. And now you need something else to get your blood sugar back up. And the telltale way to know that is that if you're hungry right after you've had a big meal and you're craving something sweet or carby, there you go. You ate an unhealthy meal. Your blood sugar is out of whack. So you got to get your blood sugar in check. That is huge. If you want to do mindful eating the right way, you first have to be mindful of everything that you're eating. It's really, really hard to learn new healthy ways of how you approach food when your body is just constantly craving the unhealthy crap. If every craving that you have is for sugar and carbs, then you definitely have your blood sugar out of whack. And that's something that you need to get fixed. And it's not hard. It's not hard to balance out your blood sugar. In fact, when you do, you find that you don't need as much when you eat. Your cravings pretty much go away and you feel so much better. So much better. For me, I've been eating keto for a long time. When I learned about keto and eating that way when I had Lyme disease, that's literally was a huge turning point for me, because I then was able to starve the disease out And because diseases feed off of sugar, whether that's the carbs you're eating that turn into sugar, the fruits, doesn't matter. And so when I learned how to eat that way, that was a game changer for me. And so I've been eating that way for over 10 years now. But because my body's healed and I'm healthy and well, um, every once in a while I indulge. I don't indulge on sugar. That's just something I just can't have. I have a little bit of sugar, I'm going to feel like crap within 30 minutes, and sometimes it takes me a few days to not feel bad anymore. Sugar is just so bad for your body. But for me, like Thanksgiving, for example, I had gluten-free carbs and things like that. Well, I can tell a huge difference. I get tired. I stay sluggish. Um, I constantly feel like I need something else to eat. And so I'm like, yep, this is this is what I teach and preach. And here I am feeling it. And so that was what reminded me to have this episode and talk about mindful eating, was how quickly your body literally will crave something when you just had it one time. Just one time. There's only a few times a year I indulge, and every single time I do, yeah, I might enjoy that food, but it's never worth it. It's just never worth it. But I do it. It's like, oh, I cooked all this food for Thanksgiving. I can at least indulge a little bit. And I give myself that, because you got to sometimes just indulge a little bit, right? But now I'm back to my mindful eating. I'm back into ketosis. And so I feel so much better. My energy is high. Um, my brain, I focus better. I think better and more clear. My mood's stabled. It's night and day difference when you eat the right way and we don't use our body as a trash can anymore. I just feel like, there's that saying of like, well, I hate to throw the food away, so I might as well eat it. Or my kid didn't finish eating his food, so I just took those last few bites. I don't want to waste food. I understand that as a mom of 3 kids, I get it. But here's the thing, is that the body is going to be waste in either your body or the trash can. Where do you want it to be the waste at? It's all about the mindset and how we think about something. It every single time it is. I understand you don't want to waste food, but if you're putting something in your body that's really not that great for you, instead of throwing it away, then you chose to use your body as a trash can. So that's just little things like that are really important to remember when you're trying to eat healthy and be mindful of what you eat. Another one is that, like, for me, I have 3 kids, and you know, my kids don't eat the way I eat. They eat healthy as I can get them to eat, um, gluten free, but there's still a lot of carbs in the house and sugar and things like that. And so it's really easy for me to be tempted to eat things that maybe are comfort foods or just snack foods for the movies, whatever, but they're not good for my body. And so for me to be mindful, I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, that looks good, but I'm going to regret it as soon as I eat it, and I'm going to suffer for it. I have one of those bodies where I gain weight easily and I lose weight easily. I can look at something unhealthy and I can look at the nachos and I got 3 pounds on me. That's just the way my body is. But I know that. So getting in tune with your body and understanding how your body's going to react to a food is beneficial in helping you decide if you really need that. So there's so much more I can talk about on mindful eating, but I feel like these are the basics. Ask yourself, check in with yourself. Do I need this food? Is it fuel for my body? Is it going to make me feel better? If your answer is yes to all those, then eat it. But if you're just like, I'm just bored, I won't indulge tomorrow. Um, I just got a craving, then you don't need that. You know, if I get a strong craving for something that's out that my kids are eating, I brush my teeth, I rinse my mouth out, I put a mint in my mouth, mint gum, whatever, something to get my mind, my brain off of it. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today is a few little tips on mindful eating. And I'm going to record a few more episodes, especially for the new year on nutrition, because I know everyone is ready to, get back in tip top shape and be healthy. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. As always, please rate and review and subscribe to my podcast if you haven't. If you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed to the podcast on a podcast platform, please do so. All right. Love you all. Thank you.